along, and I have an idea tonight on which I want to share with you. I want to talk a little bit about online shopping and what it entails, really, because it's a little more than you may think it could be as far as sort of the ins and outs. I'm going to give you a couple tips tonight about some of the things to look for when you are online shopping. Again, I'm Lori-Ann Robinson, fashion consultant and health and wellness entrepreneur. And this is a service that I offer to my clients, and I do quite a bit of online shopping because A, you can't find everything in the stores. And online will tend to have things that are not available in the stores. Usually the stores will stock merchandise that's a little bit more, let's say, for the masses, that they know is going to sell. It's not incredibly unusual. It is stuff that pretty much they know is like sure bets that it's going to sell. I mean, there's a few things here and there that could be a little outlandish, but it's a sort of a different mindset. Whereas online, there's more choices, and they don't have to stock them in a showroom or on the floor and in tea stands and steam them out and all this. They can just dump them in those poly bags and be on a shelf and sell them to you. And so they fling them in an envelope and away it goes. So, as far as that goes, it's a lot easier for the manufacturers to do it that way. But I will say there are some pitfalls about online shopping. First of all, when you're shopping the sales, I'm going to give you a couple points here. When you're shopping the sales, remember to look at the fine print. Because sometimes when it does say sales are final, no returns, that means exactly what it says. They will not let you, say if you're shopping something at one of the big box stores, Macy's or Bloomingdale's, and it's a final sale, like it was on clearance, final sale, if it's in the fine print, or J. Crew, final sale, and you try to return it in the store, not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. They will not let you return it. Or some of the smaller brands, just really, it's usually, the print is about so big on the pages. But do make sure that you are aware of that and that you don't get caught. Because I've had clients that have done that, not read the fine print, and ended up with merchandise that they didn't want. And what are you going to do? Then you have to turn around and either try to sell it on eBay or sell it to a friend. So it's a big hassle. So always look for that when you are shopping some of these big giant super sales that are going on right now. My suggestion is if you're in between sizes too, and you tend to wear one size over, say you're between a 10 and a 12. And a lot of times you need the 12 for, say, the bust line or the hip, but you might not need it for the hip or the bust line, whatever your larger portioned, out, whatever your proportion is that's a bit larger. I would always err on the size of larger. It is easier to take it in than to let it out, because oftentimes you can't let anything out. And it will show a mark, and you don't want to go through that. Let me tell you, I'm an expert at this. Just don't go through that. It's easier to take it in. So I always say to get the larger size if you're a little bit on the fence about what size to get. Also, read the reviews. All the proof is in the pudding down in those reviews. If they say size up, or it's running large, or it's running small, believe them. Believe they're regular folks writing in. Believe them, and take their advice. I always do. I always read the reviews to find out if I should size up, size down. Okay, unless you wear that brand, all the time, and for a fact you are one straight size across the board, and you never vary. Okay, so just be very careful of that. Another thing. When you are shopping online, there are little tabs in a lot, especially the big box stores or the bigger websites. that you can break things down. So you can break things down by color, by size, by sleeve, very often by length, by occasion. There's numerous little drop downs that you can then search by. And I definitely would suggest you search by those options because it will save you so much time. You won't end up scrolling through pages and pages and pages of items. If you're looking just for tops, then just go to the tops and then look for, if you're looking for with sleeves or you're looking for specific colors. And a lot of times you can mark off more than one color. So don't be afraid to do that. So mark off as many colors as you want that you are looking for, okay? It really, I'm telling you, I cannot tell you the time saver that will be to use that feature. A lot of the shoe, excuse me, a little hoarse tonight. A lot of the big companies will do that when you can search by size, and also search by size because it's so frustrating to find a dress. You think you're gonna love it, you see it, you want it, and then you go over to the drop down and your size isn't there. And then you end up having to go on other sites, and next thing you know, hours and hours and hours go by of looking for that one specific item at maybe another store. So just try to always search by the size, really important. Or if you like to order 2 sizes, I have a lot of clients that we do that often too. If they're really in between sizes, we'll do 2 sizes and then send one back. But that's totally up to you if you want to go through that sending back. It's really easy to send back these days. Sometimes you'll just have to get another one of those big poly bags. I buy them in bulk. Because a lot of stuff comes in that now, and you can get a fairly large one and put just about almost anything in those, except maybe a man's suit, but or a big jacket, big leather jacket's probably not going to fit in there. You might have to, but save the box. I always save everything. Save the boxes for at least a month out. Put them in a closet away somewhere, and just in case after a month, for some reason, the item doesn't wear the way you like it, something goes awry, you get it cleaned, it does the funky chicken in the cleaners, whatever. And this way you have it to save the box, save all the innards, the packing, slips on the inside, save them, and then it's far easier to return it that way if you have all of those goodies along with it. So, but going back to those poly bags, a lot of times you can't reuse them because they look like the truck driver just literally threw them in the street and ran over them about 50 times. Have you ever gotten them that look like that? It's like you wonder, what do they do with them? But you don't want to reuse that one, and it's really hard to pull those labels off and stuff. It's a giant pain. Listen, I've done it all. It's a pain, let me tell you. So just either run and get one of those padded envelopes or get some of those packs of those polyurethane, polyvinyl, I don't even know what they're called, envelopes, and that's make life a lot easier if you're going to do a lot of online shopping, okay? There was one more tip that I wanted to tell you. Okay, so we talked about sales. A lot of times, also, online prices are going to be different than in-store prices. Yeah, go figure. Sometimes you'll get better deals online than you do on the in-store prices, and vice versa. So if you're shopping price, and that's really, really important to you, and you want to save everything you possibly can, and you really, you see a dress for 138, but then you see it somewhere else for 57, that's a substantial savings. And you might then go into a store, try it on for size to know which size you are, and then you can order it online. But don't tell anybody I ever told you that. Don't tell anybody I told you that. But sometimes if it's a real special occasion dress, it might be a better idea if you have access to a store that would perhaps have it. And a lot of times you can, for the big box stores, there's a little area down middle of the page that you can put your zip code in and find out if the item is available within, 5, 10, 25, 50-mile radius. So if you don't mind doing a little road trip, you can easily get to the store and go see if it's there. But here's another little tip: always call ahead, because those things aren't updated. By the time that gets updated, sometimes that item could get sold from the store and the item's not updated quick enough online. So always call. If they say they have it, call, put it on hold, say you're coming right over, you want to try it on, okay? I hope that helps, because it is a big jungle out there in the online shopping world, and we're doing more and more of it. As I said, every day I do a lot of it for my clients because I can go through pretty darn quick. I know what to look for. Another time I don't want to keep you all with this video. Another time I'm going to talk about those companies that send you 5 items in a box, or how many items in a box. I have some deep thoughts about that, and if it's a yay or a nay. Okay, everyone, have a great evening, and watch Game of Thrones. I think it's East Coast, West Coast here. We haven't had it yet, unless you have the East Coast feed. The West Coasters, the East Coasters, you probably already saw it. Lucky you. So I'm going to go jump on my feed. Okay, I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.